Let's deal with that.
On site.
Yeah.
That's
Ankle fat.
What latest?
How are you doing?
That's better.
There is, real bad, it's nice to meet each other off. We have one girl that's never.
I don't cover that. Have us keep that another third one.
Keep it going. Yeah. Yeah, no, it went completely through our office twice. Oh, really?
I've never been right away.
Cut.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I test out my immune system. We eat a lot of dirt on the farm, and I don't. Are you guys ready? They're not on the agenda. We're. Oh, new. I don't see it. Oh, yeah, sorry. Forget it. I'm going to call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We had an executive session held on February 9th after our regular meeting adjourned to discuss ongoing litigation. Review the sign-in sheet. Travis Parks.
Right.
Go ahead.
I just wondered if there was ever a plan to pave Mine Road, and if there wasn't, if there could be at some point.
So there was never a plan to pave Mine Road, but we have talked about it just here recently because now they started from one end. Robbie started from one end and started from the other. So at some point, I think we're working a lot closer towards it because we spend a lot of time and effort grading. It gets washboardy. And
my wife takes it every day.
yeah,
Ruins
So-
the car.
so it gets washboardy. We have one or two others that we want to do first, but we just discussed it this year for the first time, like seriously, because I was always against it because people use that as a freaking racetrack and bypass, but we do spend a lot of time and effort. So I would say it's going to be in the discussion. It depends how the road budget is. We definitely discussed it this year for the first time, like seriously, because now we're half. What do you think it is, Robbie? A third paved?
Probably about a third.
Yeah. So it's not as big a deal, and we don't get paid for that third because we don't get fuel. Not that the fuel tax money is a lot because it's not anymore. But if we paid the whole thing, we'd probably get on the list and at least get something, you know. So I don't know if it's probably half mile. So it'll be on the discussion probably every year. It won't happen this year. We're done with our road work, but it'll be again on the discussion for next year. See how we end up with funds and what we're going to pave and top coat.
I appreciate it. Like I said, my wife sent me here. She's like, I take this road every day, and it's my suspension's bumping.
So when you get home, say we weren't gonna, but now that she brought it up, we're gonna have serious. We're gonna have serious discussions. We're gonna have So that's where we're at.
Thank you.
I live over by you, and you know every once in a while it is washboard, and the guys spend a lot of time just in maintenance.
We actually put 250 ton on that road today.
Yeah.
So
Well, I did like zigzags coming down to get here, and still was avoiding the potholes. So.
Yeah. It's quite the maintenance, and a lot of people use it. You know, so it's quite the maintenance issue.
With the increased traffic from 222, I mean, and then the roundabout does work. And
Yeah.
Traffic keeps flowing, so
Yep.
you can never make a left onto
Ever.
222 from Richmond Road.
Ever.
She works at the school, so she's like, you don't want to be in the center lane because people fly up and pass in the center lane on 222 for her to turn onto Pleasant Hill. So it's the easiest and safest way for her to go. And
Right.
she has a 2023 car that's going to be new suspension. In
I get it. I go up over Main Creek. Come down on 662. That's the only way you can go now. If you want to go left, you just can't.
Exactly. So I just wanted to come in and just make my voice heard on it. So I appreciate you guys.
And we've had someone a couple years ago, you know, ask too, and it wasn't really because our roads were in pretty bad shape. But Robbie, they're getting them. We spent a lot of money the last 10 years, more than we've ever have. and they're getting to be in a lot better shape. So we have some this year that were a little bit ahead of that. Gift Road is a dirt road that is a little worse shape because it's on the hill. We want to look at that, and but yeah, there's some serious discussion about that.
Well, thank you, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Approval of the minutes from February 9th, the monthly meeting.
I like those. I thought they looked good.
Likewise, look good.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor? Aye. New business, police report.
Okay. All right, so Chief has down their township for February, 158 incidents in the township, 28 crash investigations, 2 arrests were made, 57 vehicle stops, 14 hours on follow-up work from the detective, 5 hours of court time, 25 traffic citations issued. Under significant activities, he has noted that for the township, we handled a criminal trespass, a disorderly conduct, and a criminal mischief. And under personnel, background checks have been completed on several potential new hires. Physical and drug screening tests need to be completed before offers of employment are offered. Under equipment, our newest Ford Explorer was struck while parked in a call. So they're getting estimates, forwarding that to the insurance company for the repairs. And under projected activities, department has started to receive correspondence regarding the grant award, which is moving forward.
Okay. Thank you.
No.
Anybody else, anything else?
I'm good.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Code enforcement.
Okay. We issued 7 permits for the period. The total construction value of $789,920. A little different this past period, we had 5 non-residential permits and 2 residential. There was a new home permit. We performed 8 building inspections. We had a couple permits that were canceled. And then, of course, some solar panels, you never get away from those. And then as far as enforcement, we haven't done a formal patrol for a couple months because of the snow and it's tough to see too much, so we'll get back in on that. We have been checking on properties. I know I received a complaint from the board last week concerning the property on Main Street in Virginville, which I did take pictures of late last week when I was out in the township. And I believe that letter has been, notice of violation has been sent to that property owner. We had 2 zoning hearings, one of which was 10 Ballfield Lane. That was the dog grooming business. That relief was granted. And also 432 Dry Mill Road, that was a dimensional variance for a small pole building. So that was granted as well. And I believe we have, we're trying to get the owner at 11 Farmers Drive was in contact with Jen today concerning setting up a meeting for the gentleman who wants to lease the property, wants to meet with Scott and I to discuss the requirements, what he's gonna need to get that project going. So we'll make sure we set some time up to take care of that the next couple days. I'm sure Scott doesn't have anything on his schedule, so we'll take care of that. Property owner up on Hard Hill wants to put a pole building in. He's gonna have a lot coverage issue. We'll get him to the zoning hearing board as well. I think that's pretty much what I have. There's a couple other properties. We talked about 187 Maiden Creek Road last month's meeting. I have a call out to the sister, which I'll probably get to take care of tomorrow. So, any questions on any of those things?
My biggest question, because I think I know where every address is in the township, where is 10 Grim Lane? The new house. The new house.
I'd have to think about that one.
Oh, Robbie, do you know?
I think that might be off of 4-2. If you come up the hill from 662, Denny lives on the left.
Yep.
There's a driveway off to the right. I think there's a couple houses back there. I think that might be green.
Really?
Maybe it's like a private.
It must be a private road, because I go by that every day.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay. I'll check it out tomorrow.
Pretty sure there's a sign there too.
I think you're right now that you say it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On the
Denny-
right.
I don't know who Denny is, but
Denny's,
it is off of Ford Hill.
yeah,
Road.
Denny Beck's on the left.
When you come up there, right before you get into the wood center.
Yep.
If you look off to the right.
Yep.
Right
Yeah,
now, you
yeah.
can see, you can
Yeah.
probably see a house back.
Before that road
It was
turns to the
over by
left.
the post office.
Yeah, it's halfway
I'm thinking
between
something else.
Hard Hill and Beck Tree Road.
And I go by every day.
Oh, back there, okay.
Every day. Thanks,
But
Robbie.
it's on the right.
It's on the right, when you're going up from 662
From the
to
mill.
143 from the mill.
On the creek.
It's a
side.
dirt lane.
I was just scratching my head for Hefner the other day. Trying to think where Hefner was at. That was another one. I don't get to very often.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
Virginville Fire Company report, we have that. Anything to add? Nope. Walnut Town Fire Company approved payment request of $42,300 for 5 air packs and 10 cylinders. I don't know much about it, but I'll make the motion that we approve it.
I'll second.
All in favor? Any questions on the report? Lifeline, did we get it? I don't see, is there?
I did not get anything from Lifeline.
No ambulance reports. Berks County Bridge replacement. Go ahead, you guys have the floor.
How you doing? I'm Alan Piper, the Senior Transportation Planner for Berks County, but I'm also nominally in charge of the county's bridge program. I think you guys know that we've been underway now to replace the Masson Springs Bridge down here. Our engineers from Benish are here tonight to give you an update on where that plan stands, what the detour is, and what the timing is for that, and what it might mean for you guys. So I'm going to turn it over to John. Let them take it from there.
Sure. I'm John Knack with Benish, as mentioned. Brought my muscle here, Glenn Barwicky. He's also with Benish, and we just wanted to give you a little bit of background of the project here. And thank you guys for having us here tonight. I'm going to assume everybody knows where the project is located. It's on Eagle Road, right next to the Merkle Mill historic complex. In this plan, that would be in this quadrant right here. The bridge was posted a little while back, and even concerns of possibly closing or even a further reduction in posting. And the bridge is deteriorating. It needed replacement. Fortunately, the bridge itself was not considered historic, so that helped us through the process. So we will be replacing it. Because it is a trust, we won't be able to stage construction and maintain traffic on the bridge as we construct half of it, as you see sometimes, and then demolish half of it. We will have to take out the bridge in its entirety. So, as Alan mentioned, we will have a detour. We did forward this over to the township a while back, and it should be in your packet, the first page. This is what townships are often most concerned with, the detour, just because it affects people so directly. So for the detour, we're proposing taking, you'd be 662 SR 143 and Masson Church Road, and then over to Schroyer Road and around. Now this is just how we would sign it. Everybody has the option who knows the area. knows exactly where they want to go. They can take whatever route they want, but we just needed to provide a signed acceptable detour route. While we're on the topic of this, are there any concerns with this? Or if you really dig into it, you can see the signing that we put on here. Each of the little arrows with the numbers correspond to specific signs here. And if you want to take another look over it after the meeting or at any point, I could leave my card here and forward my contact information over to everybody, make sure anybody has any concerns, we can address them ahead of time.
What are the conditions of the roads that would be utilized for the detour? Are they in good shape? They're pretty good.
Yeah, I would say they're pretty good shape.
I was just gonna ask the top portion of the detour, on this plan, looks like a hard turn.
It's hard.
It's a real hard turn.
Is that a concern, knowing that turn of just having the traffic, again, traffic's gonna find
You
a
don't
place
have
to
truck
go.
traffic back.
No.
I don't think so.
But there no truck traffic went across the bridge.
Right, that's what
And I think,
don't think you're-
Robbie, does it have like a turning
Close
radius
down.
there for cars? That, it's a hard turn,
I
though.
would say that's a pretty big intersection.
Yeah, it's a
for
pretty big
cars,
intersection.
Or
Yeah,
even
it's
like
wide.
a pickup truck with a trailer,
Yeah.
to make that turn.
And at the bottom of the hill at the T.
We did drive it ahead of time just to make sure we were comfortable with it, but, I mean, you guys know much better than we would, if farmers are trying to make a turn there or anything. But like we said, the bridge itself was posted, and there weren't too many larger vehicles trying to get around there.
Are you gonna restrict that in any way?
Excuse me?
Are you gonna restrict that in any way
Restrict
as
the,
far as truck traffic?
so we didn't have anything currently on there for restricting truck traffic. If that's a concern, we could look into that
I'm
for sure.
just curious.
Yeah, that's definitely no truck should be on that road at all. Not the detour.
Sure. Just want to take a note before I forget here.
I think they come in, don't they come in off 222 and they deliver back there to the golf course, I think?
They do, they come in from
Yeah.
Virginville exit there.
So they would be coming in off of 662?
No, Eagle
No,
Road.
Eagle Road.
Oh, okay,
They come off of Virginville exit on Eagle Road all the way down to there.
okay.
And that's more truck friendly.
Yeah, that's not a bad truck route, but that's a little squirrely going up through the valley there.
That hill, yes.
And then, I don't see them making that turn up to the top like Shore, but they could continue straight out there, go out the Crystal Cave
Crystal
Road and
Cave.
come back that way.
Crystal Ridge.
Crystal Ridge Road. It's all Crystal Cave Road.
Yeah.
If somebody ignores the signs and continues all the way west on Eagle till they get to the barrier, is there a place for them to turn around?
So, if they come out and they come up
Yeah.
to there, you will have both lanes to turn around there.
They can do a three-point turn?
You'd have to do a 3-point turn, yeah. We could actually sign a little bit.
Close to the golf course.
Yeah, right at the golf
Yeah, I think we have some signings saying road closed 1,500 feet ahead, road closed 1,000 feet ahead. But it probably wouldn't hurt just maybe some extra signs right at the golf course, right at the exit of the parking lot.
I don't think there'd be a reason why you couldn't
Bump it up there.
close it right at the entrance to the clubhouse.
There's nothing else beyond.
There's nothing else beyond there. Unless that would interfere with the golf course itself.
We can get in contact. We've been working with them and they've been really good to deal with. So yeah, I think a phone call to them, just to make sure they're okay shutting it down there. And I mean, they could drive around it if they need to. That's a good point. Just to give you an idea of the construction schedule for this, we currently have a permit in with DEP for the work, and we would anticipate getting either comments or approval sometime this summer. We're not going to try and rush it and get it in this year, probably. We'd be looking at bidding it fall, winter, and then hopefully get it started right in the spring, March timeframe, get it started. One other thing that we should note is On the golf course side, we are going to ease the curve a little bit. It came off the old bridge pretty quick and with a tight turn. And then also it was a quick drop off. So we're gonna kind of give better sight distance there. We're gonna give an easier climb up to it. And as you know, it's a single lane bridge currently. We're gonna be bumping it out to 2 lanes.
Is that going in basically the same footprint?
The bridge
Across the
itself?
creek, yeah.
Yeah, the bridge itself is, but it's gonna be much wider now. And the approach roadway is just getting coming a little bit farther down here as opposed to coming straight at it and kind of a kink.
But Scott, because of the historic property, we're holding what would be the north line, and all the widening will be back towards the dam.
Okay.
Yeah, they were pretty stringent on not impacting anything for the historic property itself. And they have walls that tie directly into the
I was gonna say,
bridge.
a couple of stone walls.
The stone walls, yeah.
What it looks like.
No,
So-
no weight restrictions on that bridge.
On the new bridge, no.
And what, are they gonna run into issues with the waterway underneath the road there? You guys know about that, from the dam to the mill?
Yes, so we have temporary excavation support to limit our excavation, so it's not coming back up into the roadway and impacting that underneath.
I don't mean what you see underneath, there's a tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water duct.
Okay, a water duct.
The one that comes across and goes right in front of
Yeah,
the,
like would've ran the mill
Yeah.
100 years ago.
yeah, that's crazy, the whole, and then it comes out of the basement and then feeds back into the creek too. But then it continues on and catches up with the creek
Yeah.
farther down too. Yep, yeah, we are aware of that, we think we have it planned out pretty well. As far as right of way, we aren't doing anything to the Merkel complex, nothing permanent. And I don't even think we have a temporary easement on their property either, yes. We will have some temporary easements on the golf course property and some right of way take down on this side since, as Alan mentioned, we're extending everything down to the south. I don't think there's anything else.
So there will be like the right of way documents to cover that with the township when it gets that, to that stuff.
So we could show you what the right-of-way plans are. I don't know if it would go through the township.
Well, is there any increase in the right of way of the road beyond the bridge? I mean, I
Yeah.
guess that's what Scott's talking about.
Where it splits.
Is
Where
that,
goes the
Oh,
fuel?
on this side over here?
No, the other side.
Oh, over here? Yeah, so there's a million lines on this thing. Existing right of way, you're gonna see if you have the plans. It's a solid line with 3 dashes. And there's a call out over here saying existing legal right of way line. And then there's a new legal right of way line that's a little bit farther
because
south.
that would be dedicated to the township, because that's a township.
Okay, yes. I guess it would have to be, unless,
Unless the county's gonna maintain the road.
can't imagine that. Yeah, so we could coordinate that with the township then. The new bridge itself, the abutments and wing walls are gonna be in pretty much the exact same spot, as close as we can. The front face of the abutments will be almost identical, and then the wing walls on the north side are gonna be very close to the existing. They will be extended a little bit because because we're bringing this side of the road up higher, we're gonna need a little bit more wing wall over here and over here. But as we mentioned, the abutments are gonna be a little bit longer to the south, and the wing walls are gonna be shifted a little bit to the south.
So then there's gonna be a guide rail that follows the roadway all the way across.
And it's precast adjacent box beams, if you ever see those for any of the bridges. There's the boxes that you lay down right next to each other, concrete deck over top. And then it's not gonna have concrete barrier on either side, it's gonna look more like guide rail going across it. So I'd like to open it up if anybody else has any other questions, concerns.
What about on the other side where you're gonna come with 2 lanes where it splits?
Over here?
Yeah.
One thing that I did want to bring up is I don't think this is signed for any speed at this point. If there's no speed limit signs on the Eagle Road approaching this, at least from this point on. I didn't know if you wanted to include those on the anywhere, but another thing, as you mentioned over here, it's kind of an odd situation where there's no stop sign here. And I don't know if you wanted to address that at any point. Because, I mean, this guy could come and coming across here can make a left.
Well, someone's coming in.
Well, if somebody's, coming down, I guess he'd still have to watch. This guy can make a right.
It's a freeway intersection.
Yeah, somebody technically should be stopped here, or yield at least. Yeah, this guy doesn't have a stop to make a right onto here. And this guy doesn't.
Nobody has a stop.
Yeah, nobody, everybody's going.
And the tricky part is you don't wanna, having traffic coming off of 222, you don't necessarily wanna have
You don't
someone
wanna back
stop
up.
sitting there when they're
I mean, the worst thing is
trying to cross.
the lanes are really narrow going beyond that.
Mhm.
When you're trying to pull over, you can barely get, if someone's coming out, you're coming in off 662, it's narrow.
I know that's outside your project and PennDOT's, but that whole triangle there that's hazardous.
It is.
At some point, that should be
Blind spot.
addressed. That's probably that's probably the most hazardous spot in the township right there. It's a
Okay.
big rock wall, but if you're coming, I don't even know which way it is on 662, this way from Hamburg, you can barely see, as soon as you start to see they're coming around the corner, it is hazardous.
And then when you come around the corner, someone's in that almost barely more than a single lane in the middle of that road.
Mhm.
You almost have to stop.
And they're coming in the other direction.
They're coming in a direction, flying around that turn.
It's
a bad-
outside the scope of this project, but it is, I don't know how we ever address that. Maybe we just check with PennDOT, but that is,
Is that issue on 662?
yes,
Okay, well, we should talk to PennDOT.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
left.
where it
the left
comes
turn
off of
lane.
here, there's lines. There's an island there that blocks the view going each direction.
And it's a tall island. It's probably 30 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's a rock pile.
It
What
is.
kind of traffic history, accident history, is there any accident?
There's been some pretty bad,
Yeah,
There has been, but
a
I
couple
don't
of
know.
fatalities years ago.
nothing recent.
Lately, just some good wrecks, not real bad.
We were hoping that was addressed with the bridge, but that's not that project.
No, I don't think it- I don't think
You
the
don't
county's
need some
interested in
dirt,
that.
there's plenty of dirt there.
Yeah. Some fill.
If you get under the rock.
Yeah. Get under the rock, or if you need some new stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any questions. What's the time frame from road closed to road open? Your thoughts?
We would probably allow the contractor to have probably 8 months, I would say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Under a year?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this is one construction season.
Oh,
And that's a goal, to try and get it ready to go out for bids in the fall, so that we can get them out as early as they can in the spring and be done.
oh, perfect.
So it's next year intent.
2027.
March.
And the idea would, I mean, so it's really weather dependent, a lot of it, because when you go to close off portions of the stream, I mean, you can get flooded out and everything, so it's highly weather dependent. I mean, if it turns out good and you have a motivated contractor, 6 months even, in terms of road closure to open. There's a lot more lead time that goes up to that, but
I like motivated contractors.
I do too. Yeah.
I didn't realize I was in the speed limit.
Do you have any study about appropriate speed limit and justification for stop signs?
We should put speed limit signs.
So I could look to see what we have. Like you said, it's a very tricky situation because you don't want to, I guess there's never enough traffic that you'd be queuing them up so far back onto 62 in either direction.
I don't think they have to stop that way, because everybody turns right, you have no reason to go straight across. It's the ones coming across the bridge,
Oh, coming across the bridge.
that's where the stop sign probably should be, and the one coming from Hamburg.
Coming from Hamburg down through to
Yeah,
cross.
those are the
over.
only two.
Yeah, but I don't remember accidents being, so much there as they are on 660, turning.
Just a yield on either side of the bridge, or
I think a
I
yield
know
might be
both,
best.
I know both sides.
We won't need it on the, we won't need it on the east side.
Yeah, because that's 2 lane.
Yeah.
So just where the,
I will look, I think
The intersection.
we had the concerns from a resident on Eagle Road with the speed. And when I look back, I think Gary had done a study throughout the township.
But that was all the way over Crossroad, like all the way up further where there's houses.
There was a
Wasn't it?
number, but when he did it back further, I don't know if this section of Eagle Road was in there, but I can
yeah,
check.
check it out.
I mean, if there,
But we
if he
should have
already,
speed limits on.
Yeah,
the road itself hasn't changed, so I mean, I would say for
That
the most
whole-
part, it's,
Area through the golf course, there should be restricted to something like 30 miles an hour. It should be relatively, because there's golfers, there's golfers.
golf balls.
Golf balls,
Driving range right there.
yeah, driving ranges right there.
Yeah, if you could look to see if there's
Yeah, I'll-
any existing
before anybody-
studies.
spend any more effort on it, just to see if it's already there. The question I had was, during construction, when the detour's in, where these two roads approach the bridge from that western side, is it gonna be a hard closure out at 662 so that it's generally nobody can get in there except contractors and maybe whoever's at the house?
I think we had signing.
I would assume that's probably,
You don't want someone, you don't want someone
Yeah.
trying to turn in and
Yes.
blocking the road.
So we have this road closed 1/8 of a mile ahead at, which would be down here, saying road closed, don't go in here. Detour to send you up there.
Yeah.
And then we have the same thing on the other entrance here. So we have road closed signs right there. We will have to obviously make, we can't barricade the road completely, just because we need to get the contractor in and then also the resident.
there's more worried of somebody sneaking in there and then kind of stuck to have to make it, coming back and everybody thinks it's closed.
Or thinking they can get in and stop across the road or something.
Yeah.
But I could leave my card here, and if anybody has any questions, comes to mind at any point in the future, I'm always available at any time.
What a, oh,
Can I just clarify a question? I heard no weight restrictions. Is that like no weight restrictions for emergency vehicles
Yep.
at all?
Correct, on the new bridge, yes.
Okay, because the current one, we can't use that. We have
Yes.
to go roundabout along the way.
And you can take a copy with,
the fire.
so
Okay.
you can see let the chief know or whoever.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure every lane can work.
Yeah, no, you can take, and then show where the detour and what's happening. You may have my copy.
Sounds good, thank
I
you.
have a couple of them.
And, well, obviously, we will have the contractor make phone calls to all emergency services before they close anything. I think we usually specify either 10 days or 10 days.
Yeah, the road closure isn't gonna mess with us as much.
Yeah, you're
as
not using
the
it
new
anyway.
bridge. The new bridge will be,
Yeah.
Nice.
will be better.
One of the things you might want to keep in mind, and it's in our mind in looking at trying to maintain this schedule, is that we think that we'll be done with this before PennDOT starts on 222. The last I heard, and I'm getting new information probably tomorrow or Wednesday to see if it gets updated, but they're in the process of acquiring rights of way along the corridor now. Their scheduled bid opening for that, or their anticipated bid opening for that is end of October of this year, which would put them potentially starting somewhere on the quarter in 2027, but that's not official yet. Anytime I see a PennDOT date, I generally double it, so.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, that will be extended.
I think that right away was taking a little bit longer than anticipated,
But the goal is that this would be out of the way and available for local use by the time that construction gets started.
All right, I don't have any questions.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll leave my cards.
We're glad that it's getting replaced.
Good. I think everybody is.
Yeah. All right, engineers report.
I don't have too much to provide here. Solar farm, we did talk about Mertz Road with a developer contractor. I just reached out, so basically what we're asking for them was to consider something towards that road. I mean, not having any kind of notification going into it, there really wasn't good documentation on our end. So they have agreed, yes, that there is something we should do. So we're pursuing quote to try to see what numbers they're at. And probably a little bit of a negotiation with them there, but it's get the numbers back, see where it lands, and then talk to them again. I think before the next meeting, that'll be hashed out and provide you an update as soon as we get it. But we're in that process right now. On the solar farm side itself, they're still waiting for the weather to clear so that they can kind of check the boxes on a couple conservation district things. We'll do another check through on the property since we sat through another winter. But it's getting closer towards the end of this. I know that's their request. Also recently was contacted by Floyd just saying that he's still keeping an eye on it. It seems to be a little bit of an effect on his well still. To what extent, I'm not sure. It's for him to be monitored. But he did reach out just to provide that update.
So they still owe us a little bit of money on Weaver Road. It was the extra expense we incurred is less than $2,000. So I've talked to Attorney Miller about it. They understand they still owe us that money. I've been holding off on finishing that because I wanted to see what the number was that we came to an agreement on with Mertz Road and try to wrap together the Weaver and Mertz road work into one agreement. And then if I talk to Scott about this, I can push Miller a little bit about the Floyd well situation and just see if they are still going to do anything on that. Or, we don't really have any regulatory authority. It's a DEP issue, but I thought, since we're going to be talking about the road, I could at least put a bug in his ear about the well and just see if they're intending to follow up on that at all.
That'd be good.
I would really like to see a good gully washer before we sign up. I'd really like to see if that upper basin actually retains water.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, really.
It's funny. 2 years we haven't had one of that. It was torrential during the construction.
Yeah.
And then it just stopped.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I think the district would like to see a good rain get through there too.
Yeah,
I mean,
just a
it
couple
was
inches.
frozen for the longest time over the winter, but they also did the improvement on the upper basin, so I think we have reason to ask to see it operate, so.
Yeah.
Do they have someone on site all the time?
I think
From what I understand, pretty often. I don't know all the reasons of why.
That's
Felt like it was kind of a security thing when
Yeah.
we first said it, but I don't necessarily know that they are. I do know they were having people on site because the permittee, which was their contractor, was not off of the agreement between the two parties until that was done. So I think they just kind of wanted a third party to be there and keep an eye on everything since they still had access, and then they would know what's going on. But I don't necessarily know all the reasons that they're on the site.
seems to be something there a lot.
Yeah, a lot. All right.
Willow Crest, I don't really have an update on that one. I know weather breaking, routing, I'll have to kind of touch base again with Grande, but Conservation District had just about everybody we dealt with on that project swap out, so I think we have to touch base with them before Grande gets back in there again, but I'll keep you posted. And then the road work, that's underneath the list there. So I think you got a list of roads we had looked at. Did you see that? So,
I think I did last time.
Last time.
oh, you did, okay. Yeah, it's basically the same list there. We did add Farmer's Drive as an option. I mean, Robbie, you can speak to that more than I can, and we threw numbers out.
So Scott adjusted the road work to get a little closer to 300,000. We did that, and we have Farmer's Drive on there. Farmer's Drive on there. That road, when they did the roundabout, that road was paved with 19 millimeter by, I think it was Roadcon, and it was never topped or anything like that. There's a couple spots that are starting to pop apart. So that's just on there as an extra. But I think what we can do is we can put it all out for bid, and then if it exceeds, what we want to spend, we can always knock that one off. But it's on as an extra just because it really should be topped. It's been, I don't even know when that was done, but it's a couple years now. We came over and chipped that road to seal it, so we're thinking like 1.5 inches, 2 inches on that road for an overlay.
When will this go out for bid, or what are you thinking?
I think on the Cross Road, we were a little hesitant to what we assumed going into that, because I think it needs a little bit more than what we were thinking. If we were to, I mean, this is just Robbie and I talking before the meeting. If we were to bump up Cross Road, it's probably the same cost as Farmer's Drive to do that one the right way. That number would still be around 370. I know that's higher than what the just road budget is, but I think there was other budget that Robbie had.
Yeah, I don't think, we're probably not gonna be doing any oil chipping this year. Albany's not doing any, Maxatoni is just doing a little piece. They're not gonna be putting anything out for bid. So to me, it really didn't make sense to get somebody to come and spray in for one day. I'd rather put that money towards farmers or gift road, is what we're kind of thinking. The list that you guys got last time is just a little bit different. The roads that we're looking at here is Gift Road, the dirt road, Kraus Road, Kraus and School Road.
And the numbers I have on this, are a little, what do you, it's in front of you. Cross Road is a little off, because I added a line item.
Yeah, so Gift Road, we're talking about doing 3 inches of 19 millimeter, and then possibly doing an oil and chip on that road within 2-3 years.
The other line item is to come out and just scratch that level so that it's ready to be paid for that.
Yeah.
Kraus, we're thinking there's some areas to patch, but they're kind of larger spider cracked areas that once you try to patch those, you don't know where to stop. So the idea was get the worst of them at a small number, and this is kind of Kraus. This would actually be closer to a 90,000 when we did the small amount of patches and then put a 2-inch overlay on it. That would be closer to the 90. School Road was just to scratch that road, to basically kind of level it out with the intent of doing a oil and chip on that later. And then Rich Maiden, you'd skip over Farmers, and Rich Maiden, that is to finish off that road. We did a number of patches last year on that road, but didn't top it.
That's the whole length.
This would be to come in and finish the topping on that. So those numbers would actually get you, this 399, that would keep you more at the 369 or less. But there's an extra.
I have a huge concern about bidding rate today. Because this morning, diesel fuel price delivered to us at Tankerwood was $5.42. So now it has dropped a bunch today. But I'm sure it depends where this thing lands in a couple weeks. It'll definitely affect asphalt
I'd be
prices.
surprised if anybody even bid it today.
Yeah, I mean, if we did hold off into the next meeting, we could still send a draft of the contract to Charlie so that he can look at it and say, you can bid when you want to, but then hold off on actually bidding it. until the
That
next
would
meeting.
probably be my suggestion,
Yeah,
just
agree.
because the volatility. I think
Yeah.
the volatility is gonna really calm down in the next 2 weeks,
It
my
doesn't,
personal opinion.
it doesn't really matter to me, when it gets done. We usually try to do it and get it done when school's out and get it done, I think, before September or whatever. But,
And I know they adjust the price according to the index, does it come down? I know it goes up, but does it come down?
Yes, yeah.
Or just not as quick?
So you can adjust it if it increases or decreases by more than 10%. So more often than not, that's in the favor of the contractor to try saying, if it goes up, I don't have to throw in extra costs and
Right.
it'll get adjusted. But for this, if you were to bid it, or you were bidding and this happened.
I just think in a month we'll have better.
yeah, it doesn't matter to me. My only question would be is, are you guys okay with, doing Gift Road? Regardless,
So that was my next question. Understand the fine grade, but what are you gonna do beside that? Because the other part doesn't do a whole lot. Is that paving?
Yeah, there was
It's
a,
only 770
yeah, that's 3 inches of paving.
the whole way.
with
From
the
the,
exception
it's
of
from the,
Bottom of the hill.
that's
Yeah.
from the bridge to the bottom of the hill. It doesn't go all the way up to 143.
Oh,
Yeah, the hill's paved.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Once it starts going up that hill to that place that just sold there, it's paved down to that guy's driveway.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be okay with that.
But the reason I ask is I wanna put a drain box and
Yeah,
put a pipe and replace a pipe. So I'd like to do that and let it
Yeah,
settle and
I
all
would do
that
that.
stuff.
and we can probably cut on one of these other projects if need be, but
That's what I'm saying.
that there I would work at.
Because I was thinking, I mean, Farmers doesn't need to be done this year. I just kind of want to make you guys aware of it. I was just trying to focus on all of this roads that butted up against 222. That way we have good roads for a recording or whatever we want to do for when they start the 222 project.
I'm fine.
Yeah, that thing's a maintenance nightmare.
What?
Gift Road.
Oh, yeah, you guys. Yes, I'm okay with that, Robbie.
Okay.
I just think the bidding's gonna be skewed if you did it today. I never seen fuel go up this much in 10 days ever. But it came down quite a bit. This morning, I think fuel oil was trading at 467, and then by this afternoon, it was down to 350 something, so it came down almost a buck. So it went up a buck and it came down.
just a thought, if we are good with the list here, and the numbers were to kind of settle out a little bit and come back down to where they were, we want to authorize bidding this in the event that we get to that point before the next meeting, say it's down where it would be, or do you just want to wait till the next meeting? I think we have time at the next meeting
Yeah, I think
to bid it,
Yeah, I think
but I'm just thinking, okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, solicitors report, delinquent sewer.
Okay, I know Jen sent out 3 letters to 3 of the
Yes.
account holders. Did you hear from any of them?
No, and I did reach out to Pam's, and as of the last billing that they had, they've received no payments from any of them.
So I think the next step should be to file DJ complaint on these 3 that Jen sent letters to. That's the account 1089, 1205, and 2099. So I would ask for the board's authorization to file those civil complaints. The first one, it changed ownership. I want to find out if that was a foreclosure or not, 1057. If it was a foreclosure, the way that process works is when they sell it, we'll get paid. So I want to see what the circumstances of that transfer were. Do you have any information on that?
The only thing I know is that they were receiving mail back stating that was the incorrect address. I looked it up and told them, I said, no, this is part of this. So they sent a new proper invoice to them. They're just waiting to see if anything comes back or what they get paid, so.
So I'm not gonna do any
Okay.
collection on that at this point. So I would just ask for the authorization for the DJ complaints for 1089, 1205, and 2099.
Good, I make a motion. All in favor? Aye.
Should we send any letters out on the other ones that are, this 1101, that's like over 1,000, and the other one's $6, to get to that, it's, I mean, close, to some letters out of those a while, just to get, I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
1101 and 1242.
And what, you did say, did you say 1205?
Yeah, that was one,
Okay.
Yeah, that one I'm gonna take action.
Okay.
So can you do that, Jen?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, I sent over here this afternoon a draft of the letter. It's not on your agenda, but it is something we talked about last month, that shared use path agreement. Does anybody have a chance to look at that? I've probably not.
yeah, went through.
Uh, Now, I prepared this for Brian to sign and to copy Judy Schwank and Dave Maloney. Do you have any comments? I mean, did I accurately describe what the concerns were that the board had that we talked about last month?
No, I think that covers it,
I'm okay with it.
other than the fact that the concern from the community was that the joint use path would be at least 12 foot wide. So that if you had two buggies going different direction, they could pass, because what a disaster if they could. You know what I'm saying?
You want me to add something?
Yeah, I think we should request that all, the entire length be no less than 12 foot wide. And that's a minimum. Maybe we should request 14 foot. Because
14.
they have to be tight to, I mean, carriage will fit through 6 feet, that with a lot of wiggle room.
I can add something like that. Anything else?
No, other than that, I think you've covered it. I mean, I like the idea that the light is accessible. And I think it's unnecessary, because it won't be used. And I'm concerned about the maintenance of it. But I just think that, I think other than that, being able to plow is, and the big access, I think we're okay with. Right. They don't have a 90-degree turn on the other.
And I want them to build it without sending us a bill.
Correct.
Right. Exactly.
It's their issue, it's not ours.
So, all right, I'll make that revision, send it over here to Jen, and maybe she can circulate it to everybody again, if you want to take one more look at it, and then prepare it for Brian to sign. Okay, I'll take care of that. But we also got a revised agreement for the second roundabout in the township. I didn't have a chance to look at that. I don't know if anybody else compared that to the prior draft. If not, I will do that and give you my
Yeah,
comments.
check it out.
I didn't have a chance to look at it.
That's all right.
Yeah, when we met, I requested no sidewalk, and like we said, concrete, and nothing, no plantings, just a circle wall of concrete. That was really good, I think it was our request at that time.
All right, say that again. You wanted no sidewalk.
No sidewalks. And the,
How do people get across the intersection though if there's no sidewalks?
on the road. But they were worried, there's no foot traffic there now.
I don't know that they'll design it without some kind of pedestrian crossing.
They did it down at the next one, didn't they?
Do they have one without any
Yeah,
pedestrian?
and the one down Shots Road, there's no pedestrian.
Okay.
It's just something else for us to maintain.
Yeah, I don't think there is any.
I don't think there is.
So you just want it's just solid concrete, no
Right, no
sidewalks?
pedestrian crossing, and the entire infield of the circle is all either blacktop or concrete.
So no
No
green,
plantings.
no green.
No greens.
Yeah, I
I
know
know this water down.
they may on that, and I'm not 100% anymore, because I don't keep up on my roundabouts, but I think they'll take you up on the no green, but they may put the stone in there as a safety factor if somebody gets in there to slow them down. But now that I'm saying that, they didn't do it over in, what is that?
So what they did out in Shots Road, that's all concrete.
It's smaller Oldie, isn't it? All concrete.
That's all concrete.
Which one do you say?
Almost all the way.
Way down towards Oldie there.
Yeah,
That's all, that's all concrete. I think.
painted concrete on the inside. So they might,
Those are small, that's pretty small, but still, it's.
All right. I don't think I have anything else for the public meeting.
Good, thank you. Approve chapter 94 reports for Walnut Town and Virginville. You guys have any questions? I make a motion to approve them.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Roadmaster, anything to add, Robbie?
I don't have anything, no. The only thing that I was thinking about is, I think we should look into doing something at that Y on Eagle Road, or working with those guys somehow to try and widen that a little bit.
Yeah, but that's a PennDOT road, isn't it?
No,
That's
no.
a 662, I don't know how.
Our section.
Our side.
No, I agree, especially going towards Hamburg.
The problem that's gonna happen is when 222 construction starts, everybody's gonna take Eagle Road. And you're gonna have people coming off 662 from Hamburg, and you're gonna have people, I think it's gonna get a lot of traffic there. And that is not wide at all on both sides.
No, it's bad.
It's like that rolls off.
It's all far.
it might be what, as Chris was saying, it might be a good idea to write a letter to PennDOT now, knowing that might be the county's replacing the bridge during construction, there's gonna be plenty of traffic detouring themselves.
And then when it's open,
And then the township can maybe look at, can you widen that section of road you're talking about
Both
a little
sides.
bit?
I think it's something that we should address.
I think
Because I'd like to see.
I mean, could you do that, Robbie? That's like a
Yeah, I
sheer
think-
rock.
I don't think so. I think you gotta get like a drill, like drill that. That's probably why that's left there.
Yeah,
The knob,
yeah. That's not something the township guys can go take a load of.
I mean,
I mean, that's like,
as much as I hate to say it, PennDOT's gonna say that's your problem.
yeah,
And that's the way it is.
I think the only thing to say, and what are you gonna do, because I think the inside of the turn of 662 where you can't see around it, that's the same thing, but at least bring up the problem so it's not just a township road.
Well, I think the 222 project is the justification for raising it with PennDOT, and do we have contacts for that?
I have a contact, but it never gets me anywhere. But
Do you have somebody you stay in touch with for the 222 project?
I do.
Wonder if that'd be a good place to start, at least to try.
Well, it's the engineer. I think I have a contact with the guy from PennDOT too.
Yeah, that might be a good place to start of trying to figure out who's,
At least he maybe can direct me to the right person.
so I'm sure the people we know for contacts are just your standard district heads that,
Yeah, because we're gonna get something like this, probably when they start the 222 project, detour route, I would imagine. Unless, well, I guess not really, because the road will be open, it's just gonna be hard to get through.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they're not gonna close the road, they're just gonna.
But in today's world, cutting that hill line wouldn't be a big deal.
Even to make it just one single road,
Well,
one single
just-
road out to
just
the rest of the
making-
center.
Widening, taking the hill down a little bit. You could cut that down today, with today's hammers and excavators, they can knock that down.
Ideally, it'd be nice to make it just one road, but if you have to.
Yeah, well, you'd have to
Just widen the two, take the island, right?
I think, yeah,
That would be a lot.
ideally, take the whole
That would be a
island
lot,
down,
though.
just to widen the
I think it
road.
definitely needs wide on both ends.
You could have that back pretty quick. A little bit of dynamite you get down. Oh, yeah, explosives. Yeah, quick. Just a big excavator with a hammer.
We cut out the demolition cost for the bridge too while you're at it.
Yeah. Well, I'll see what I can track down on that, because I have all their information.
And the only other thing I have is that, I don't know if all of you guys knew, there was a water leak over at the Willowcrest development. But it's all fixed up now, so,
Any sinkholes?
not yet, no.
But that was in the new road.
Yep, that's in the new road.
That's in a new pipe too. How did it leak already?
So there was a supply line that went to a house, and it's supposed to come off of the main, and it's supposed to do a loop like this. Well, this was completely flat, so apparently it must have either settled or something was wrong with it, but it is what it is, I guess. So
Could have been worse, could have been gas, but there's no gas there, so.
I don't think so.
So did you have to help with that or?
So I was there just to answer questions and stuff, but Fleetwood Borough, they deal with M&A excavating, and they pretty much respond to all of their emergency stuff like that. But other than that, I was just there to make some phone calls to you and Jen, and I just kind of watched just to see what was what.
So then the sleep would take care of that building because it's a water line.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some excitement about whether it had been dedicated or not. And I think there was a gap in the documentation on that. I talked to the solicitor for the borough and had dropped the ball on it. So, because I sent the paperwork to him to handle for the water dedication. I handled the sewer and the roads and lights, everything else, but not the water system. So, but I think the borough did the work, but they're gonna chase after Grande.
Right.
So, we're not in it.
That's just what,
Where's
that
that?
was my,
Nobody's
that's where I was headed.
No.
That's where I was headed. All right, thanks, Robbie.
Thanks.
I think we're done with salt for the year too.
I hope so. Oh, the other, we had the salt bit done on the salt shed. And then we lowered the salt shed opening by 6 foot. And I want to try to reach out to somebody to see if we can maybe you know more about this thing. There's like a curtain for like a barn, something like that. Or I'm just for the heck of it, I'm going to get a price on a garage door. But I'm thinking we should have some type of curtain to close it off. But that's really the only thing I want to try to do yet.
Stainless steel hardware in that garage door.
That would be
Make
good.
sure. But you might, what's the width of the opening now?
So it's about 24, it's 24 wide and about 25.
I wonder if you could do
25
that with just a
tall.
roll-up curtain.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, like, I know they have it on the side of the barn, they have like a
Oh,
little
yeah.
electric motor with the curtain
Yeah.
that rolls up is what I was thinking, and if we have to put a bungee or two at the bottom, it's just to keep the rain out, that's, and freaking raven or crow, whatever's trying to make a nest in there all the time.
I got the connections for that.
So that's what I figured, but it's something simple, that's where I was gonna start, just to kind of get a price with it. To me, that would be the easiest thing, they could, stainless or aluminum hardware, and just a simple curtain is what I'm after.
Perfect. All right, thanks, Robbie. Payment of the, secretary, payment of the bills, right?
Okay, in the general fund, we have check numbers 12297 to 12331, including EFTs for $192,489.28.
I'll make a motion, we pay it.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
State fund, there were no checks. Light fund, check number 2190 for $861.72.
I'll make a motion, we pay it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Sewer fund, check numbers 3390 to 3396, including EFTs for $27,432.70.
I'll make a motion, we pay it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Walnut Town Fire Escrow, check numbers 2202 and 2203 for $43,305.50.
I'll make a motion with that. Second.
All in favor?
Virginville Fire Escrow, check number 2208 for $1,005.50.
I'll make a motion with that.
I'm sorry.
All in favor?
And that's all I have.
All right, I don't have anything to report. Do we adjourn this meeting before we go to executive session?
Well, Jen, the only comment is, should we put something on our website about the bridge? Closure coming up.
It won't be till next year.
Well, I mean, maybe when it closes,
Advance
but
notice, yeah.
just a notice, just so people aren't blindsided
Right.
by it. Because I mean, it's gonna be closed 8 months. I mean, you could say tentatively next March and then we adjust it
Yeah,
as
I think-
necessary.
I was gonna say, whenever they bid it, that's when they'll start having an approximate schedule on there, so when they do that, you could probably let them know.
Like,
a little bit.
like a map or something on there, just so they can see what
Yeah,
roads are gonna be.
I don't think you
closed.
just give everybody plenty of time.
Yeah, I don't think we can do it too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always say tentative and then we'll adjust it as we move more, but just
It's a good idea, because they're only gonna have 10 days notice posting when it's actually getting ready, so it's not much advance notice once it's here.
that's all I got.
Anything else? Good. Any public participation on the floor? I make a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Now we're gonna retire to executive session.
I have something you can share.
You said I could take one of those.
Yeah, here you
Yes.
have mine.
Well, she said there were.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So Jeff said he's gonna donate his Ventrac to the township, and he's gonna buy a new one.